mile 600 today.
Good morning, day 51. Walking along the stream that we camped by last night. There's a shelter in 18.7, that's the plan. Some people at camp last night told me about some like restaurant or something on the trail in about a little under 7 miles. So could be lunching there today, we'll see. I will keep you posted. I think we're actually getting views today. I feel like it's been a couple days. So hope you enjoy. And I think if I make it that far, we should hit 600 miles today. So huge day. Let's get it. All right, we're walking this morning. I actually had really good service a minute ago and my mom accidentally FaceTimed me, and so got to FaceTime her, but you can kind of see this. It's so cool. It's like down in the valley, those are all just clouds. And we're up here. And we're actually not even that high up elevation-wise. I can check, but it doesn't feel that high. It's weird to say. I just feel like you kind of know where you are now. Oh, it's a little bit better of a view. Yeah, so those are just all clouds down in there. So cool. There we go. So nice with the birds in the background. Hiking about an hour and a half, so time for my first snack. Big bar. Turns out those are not clouds back there, it's smoke. And it smelled like that, but I thought, oh, it might just be like a campfire left over, but no, that was all smoke, no clouds. I don't know too much about it. Maybe we'll find out more when we're at this little restaurant. Maybe we'll have some service and can kind of look up where the fire is and make sure we're all fine. It's supposed to rain tonight and tomorrow, so hopefully that'll help. But yeah, it's this weird thing where it's like, oh, that smells so good, like a bonfire, and then you realize, not a good thing. Not a good thing. All right, breakfast time. Brushy Mountain Outpost. Let's see what we got. All right, first time ever trying the Yoo-Hoo. Let's see. All right, Brushy Mountain. Got some resupply options. A lot of cold drinks. And a huge menu. Cash only, but we got an ATM.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was official, but I think
I
met you
you
at least
passed
in
our
passing.
campsite and you're like, I gotta get new shoes. I'm on my way to get new shoes. Bye, y'all.
About an hour and a half here eating. Probably time to go now. Holy cow, it's getting hot if you can't tell. I'm like glistening. My arms are like sweating. My legs are literally dripping wet. We had a big climb and it is hot, hot, hot out. Oh my gosh. I think I might have worked off probably about 1/6 of that sandwich already. So sad. So sad. Okay. Keep climbing. We'll talk to you soon. Well, we made it, yeah. 600 miles. Wow. Better than 500. Look, something's finally blooming. Let's see if I can like zoom in here. Oh my goodness. So pretty. It's so funny. I was just thinking, I'm like, I wonder if this is gonna be everywhere. Is this normal? Maybe it will be, and I'll start seeing that every day. Maybe it'll feel like boring after a while. If that's all you see. It's just like the rhododendrons for me. It's like, I thought those were the coolest looking things. I was so excited about them all the time, and now I just see them so much and it's like, oh, there's another one. So hopefully I just want to notice when I'm excited by things, because sadly that starts to fade after you see the same thing over and over. But spring's in the air, baby. Spring is in the air. We have no water at the water cache. It's a 12-mile stretch. And we have 2 of our friends went to Weary Feet Hostel. Bye. and when they called them to come pick them up, we asked them to bring us some water, and he did. So I filled up my liter, which is just so exciting. And there's a little bit of extra, so he saved some for the hikers behind us. They're gonna be so happy. 12 miles without water is a lot of miles without water. So luckily he came, trying to think, let's see, at 12, we're about 3 miles. So that was 9 miles we just walked with pretty much no water. This little tribute. So the guy who brought us water works at Weary Feet Hostel. I've heard amazing things. So yeah, you're coming through this area, maybe check them out. All right, so we've got shelter in 3 miles, tent site in 4. So I'm thinking I'm just gonna go with a 4, because why not? And we'll check in when we get there. The only thing that will change, based on what I ate tonight, it might be really nice to be by a bathroom, by a privy, and there would be a privy at the shelter. So if I stay at the shelter, it's for the privy. And also, we haven't gotten any rain. There was like one rain cloud that came through, just shaded us, which was super nice, but no actual rain. So we're happy. I feel like I have a bug on my head. Maybe. Should I hear animals? What's going on? Okay, well, so yeah, I'll let you know, either going to the shelter or marching on 1 more mile to the campsite. We'll talk to you regardless. All right, the trail was just over here, and I cut through here to, there's a fire ring. There's some flat spots. It's kind of a mess around there, all overgrown, but there is this one flat spot. So I think I might be alone tonight because it's 6 o'clock, but I'm gonna set up and probably, oh my gosh, hang my bag from right there. That's freaking perfect. Wow, can't ask for anything better. Step 1, lay out my tarp. Step 2 is taking my tent out of the bag and laying it right on my Tyvek sheet. I cut this Tyvek a little bit smaller than my tent, so it usually just kind of outlines about 2 inches around it. All right, now that the tent is laid down, also just to let you know, when I lay the Tyvek, I think about where I want to get in. So since there are 2 trees there, I put the head end on the left so that I can enter on this side. So now that I have them down, lay it down, what I do is I will stake out the bathtub, is what it's called. So there's these little grommets or loops on all 4 corners. That is optional. I love to do it, and I can show you why after. We'll leave those be. Next thing will be to grab my trekking poles out of my mess over here. When I hike, I actually have them set to just under 120 centimeters. So I am going to adjust those to 125 centimeters, and then I will put them in their place in my tent and stake that out next. You saw in the corners of my tent, I used these blue stakes. They're just stakes that came with my old Cotopaxi tent. I might have mentioned that before in a gear video. But when I do, oh my gosh, it does not want to focus on this baby. These MSR groundhog, oh my gosh, yeah. These MSR groundhogs, they're bigger. They just hold more weight. They're more sturdy. And so that's what I use on these ends with the poles, because I really want these to hold because if these fall, the poles fall and the tent falls. All right, so we've got both of those pole ends in the middle staked out. Now you can kind of tell it's kind of floppy, not super taut. So what I'm gonna do is go around, and in each corner has an extra pulley. And so I will go around and I'm going to stake all 4 corners. And then what's optional is to stake out the head end and the foot end, and it just makes it feel a lot bigger inside. So I'm also going to do that. You can see all the bugs in here. They're everywhere. And then last but not least, just to make it really taut, I go around to every single one and I just tighten it down. And we'll just do that on every corner, and then I'll also do that on the ends right here, but it's looking nice and tight and all good. You can see how the bathroom or the bathtub floors, when I staked out the bathtub corners, it created like the bottom of my tent, made sure that in the corners it's staked down so that when it's set up, that it creates this kind of structured sides and back. So I definitely preferred that structure. I prefer that structure way over not staking that out, because then it's just kind of flopping in the wind and you have to kind of set it up yourself and it'd be loose. Like the corners would just be loose. So this would be kind of like floating up here, and then you'd have to kind of put something on it to weigh it down. You know, so I definitely prefer it that way. But all right, I'm gonna go make some dinner. Right, I'm all set up, showered, changed. I can hear thunder and I saw lightning. So I'm gonna try to eat really fast, hang up my food, and get in my tent. I'm still alone. Crazy. Okay, bye. Pizza on the menu tonight. We got tortilla, pizza sauce, pepperonis, sun-dried tomatoes, and cheese. I'll probably have 2 of these for dinner tonight. Honestly, it's so good. I have been making these for lunch this week, but since we got to stop at that restaurant for lunch, I gave away one of my dinners just to kind of cut weight and lose some weight in my backpack. And then I'm going to eat lunch for dinner today. So you can hear the thunder. Maybe if you heard that. Crazy. Also, sun-dried tomatoes, clutch. Need them in this recipe. So good. So there's me all alone in this like valley, just hoping to set up by those 2 trees because there's a lot of trees down. So hoping that if one falls, one of those trees will stop it from hitting me. We can hope. Cheers. See you in the tent. That's a wrap on day 51. I'm just gonna get all set up in my tent, and it's early. Sun is technically still out. My plan is to make a plan. So tonight I'm gonna look at what I'm gonna do for hiking for the next 2 days. It's Tuesday today. I get into town on Thursday. I did organize a slack pack through that hostel that I'm staying at. So I will slack pack on Friday, and then there's a bunch of flies. I don't want them to come in. So I'll be staying at that hostel for 2 nights. So what I need to do is figure out my hiking for the next 2 days. And then I also want to figure out what my resupply is going to need to be when I get into that hostel, knowing that I'll have a longer slack pack day on Friday. So just snacks. And then kind of figuring out, factoring in that mileage that I'll already have done slack packed, how much food I'll need to get to the next town. Honestly, this 5-day food resupply that I was just doing, it's like way too heavy. I seriously felt like I had my backpack on and like a toddler on my back. It was just too much, and my goal is to like never do that again if I can avoid it. There were so many places along the trail that I could have gotten a shuttle to get a resupply into a different town. There's like a grocery store half a mile off the trail, a couple miles back. It's like I could have planned better and not had to carry so much dang food. But it is what it is, lessons learned. So I'd really like to kind of cut that back and not keep doing it that way when I'm carrying so much at once. So long story short, tonight I'm going to be on my phone making plans. And likely no one else will come, so it'll be just me here alone tonight. I doesn't really scare me. I've done this so much at home, but I haven't really done it much out here. Really only once or twice. And there's like a lot of noises because there's a lot of old trees like creaking around here. So I almost hope it rains so I just don't hear anything. I'll put in my headphones. Hopefully that thunder comes back. We'll see. Okay, well anyways, day 51 in the books. Thank you guys so much for watching. It's out and about, and I'll see you tomorrow.